Hello! 3 signs a Virgo likes you. All right, number 1, they'll become anxious around you. They'll become fidgety, self-conscious, maybe even self-deprecating. They'll probably have some kind of tic that they do regularly as they're talking to you. This obviously will, thank God for the Virgo's sake, calm down as time goes on. And if they're breathing and if they're regularly working out and meditating, then they won't be as anxious, but and hopefully they won't be self-deprecating. I mean, it's great to be humble, but again, there's a huge difference between being humble and being self-deprecating and putting one's self down. And that's a sign that the Virgo needs some good confidence boosts. But yeah, that's a great sign that they like you, is even if they're really grounded and centered and they're working on their mind and their body connection and they're channeling all the intense Virgo energy that exists within the mind and the body and in that bridge in the central nervous system, then even in that case, even if they're working on that stuff, you can kind of sense that they're not trembling or anything, but they're very wired. And again, this will go down as time goes on, but there's always going to be that sense of, if the Virgo really likes you, even as time goes on, even as they become really comfortable with you and the relationship grows and blossoms, there's still a sense of the Virgo just caring. That's just how Virgos care. Is they're attentive and they're paying attention to all sorts of little details, and they want to know what you like. They want to know what you like to do, what you don't like to do, what you don't like. These things are important. Both what you favor and also what you like to avoid. That's a Virgo really likes to take that stuff into account. So that's the positive side, is them being so wired can go into that. And if they're very anxious, please, breathe around them. That helps a lot, because a lot of it is just wanting to make you happy. So if you're showing that you're relaxed, you're grounded, you're centered, that can help put them at ease. And giving them some kind of compliment, sometimes that can make them a little embarrassed and make them, oh, no, and that can be difficult. Depends on the Virgo, especially if they have Mercury Leo, that can be great. But I think helping to put them at ease is nice. It's definitely a nice thing to do. And especially if you like them back, then that's a good way for you and them to continue to be able to see each other, because otherwise they'll be too nervous to see you. So just allowing them to breathe and calm down and slow down and just settle into the situation, that can be really great. Number 2, they'll help you get your life together, putting in the dirty work alongside you, or if they really like you, they'll do it for you. This obviously is more so when the relationship has continued to grow, but even early on, they'll want to do things for you. They'll want to help you out in whatever way. They'll help you clean. They'll help you organize. They'll help you analyze. They'll help you get stuff together. And that's one of the sweetest things that a Virgo has to offer, is just their service, their care, their love, their generosity of mind and body to help your life be as lovely, as smooth, as clean as possible. And it's really important to not use this, by the way. It's important to not use this characteristic against the Virgo or try to use the Virgo. If you're letting them do stuff for you, make sure that you really like them. That's not right. I know that especially maybe a male Virgo in certain situations, it can seem like they're so eager to do something to prove to you how they can be a good partner and what they can offer you and how much they can help you. But only accept if you're really sure that you at least that there's at least potential for the relationship to grow. It's important to not be attracting Virgos and then be using them. That's not right. It's not good to use anybody. So I think that's something that's good to keep in mind. And the Virgo just wants to help you de-stress. I think that's a whole other part of the Virgo gifts that is really beautiful, is they usually are masseuses, or they do Reiki. They also make great listeners. They just want to help other people to have a better life. And again, usually because they have such good mind-body connection, usually that help is involving their hands and their minds. So that's a great sign that they like you too. I mean, obviously, if they're giving you a massage, it's a pretty great sign. But yeah, helping you to de-stress in general. And again, one of the best parts of a Virgo is that they are so gifted in both the practical realm, so they'll fix things for you, but also they're gifted in the mental realm. So even though they're not quite as abstract or intellectual in general per se as, say, an air sign, I mean, if they have Mercury in Libra, that can change things a bit, but ultimately the Virgo mind is still very sharp, and it's actually a wonderful gift for them to be, out of all the earth signs, and I think really out of all the other signs besides the air signs in general, they're the one who's most able to tune into the air sign vibrations in so many different ways, especially if they have Mercury Libra, but even if they don't, because Virgo just has that rare place in the energetic spectrum of being gifted in the material realm, and they're an earth sign, so they're very material, very not necessarily material in an acquisition kind of way, like, oh, I want to have so much luxuries and whatnot, not like that. They do like really fine things, really quality things, and that actually can be a great sign that they like you too, is they give you something that's of great quality, either a tool or something really lovely and beautiful. Usually it's going to be something a little bit more functional, but it could be a work of art too, especially if they have Mercury Leo. It's going to be something that they really laboriously crafted, and they feel like you'll enjoy or find use in. That's a great sign too. But again, that mental acuity, that sharpness that a Virgo has, it makes them a really wonderful listener as well, and able to really be there for people, not just in a practical way of helping you if your car breaks down or something, but to give you a shoulder to lean on or to cry on, or somebody to rely on. And they'll be there for you because they want to help. They want you to have less stress, less pressure, less all of the challenging things in life. And if they consistently are paying attention to you and giving you the benefit, the privilege of their service, then that's a great sign that they like you. And number 3, they'll want to know the intricate details of your daily life and want to play a major role in it. This kind of goes along with what we were just saying, but it also has to do with also with the listening thing too. So I guess, yeah, let's just move on to there's something there though. Right. They just want to be there in your daily life. Virgo energy is the routine daily energy of all of the different energies in the spectrum. So naturally a Virgo is very gifted, and just, well, first of all, they love a routine. Even if they have Mercury Leo, there's still so much routine and so much order to a Virgo's life, because that's how they get into that flow. That's how just going through the same motions each day, it builds their neural pathways really effectively in a way that is very comforting for them. It makes them less anxious. And of course, we're all with routine. We can learn from Virgo energy of how to mold those neural pathways and make the changes that we actually want to see in our bodies, in our minds, in our emotional life, our social life, our financial life, our spiritual life. It all comes down to the little things that happen each and every day. So again, a Virgo will, if they like you, they'll want to be a part of your daily life and help, as mentioned before, but also they just want to know. They want to know what makes you you, what do you not like, as I was saying before. And they want to play a major role in your daily life of just spending a lot of time together. That's one of the most important things too that really shows a Virgo likes you, is they want to spend, now, of course, everybody has their need for alone time. So it's not to say like they want to spend every waking moment with you or anything like that. If they're healthy, then they have plenty of alone time, and they'll have plenty of projects that they can work on, hobbies or career passion or whatever that they can work on and develop their skills with and continue to grow with and learn intricate techniques with. And and they'll want to spend time with you, so they'll have their kind of like workshop area, their crafts bench or whatever it might be, and they'll focus on that, and they won't be needy, but they will want to be around too. Maybe you're doing your thing in one room, they're doing another thing in another room, and then at the end of it, y'all come together and watch a movie or something. I think that's something that's really important too, is Virgos need, the partner sign for Virgo is Pisces, and earth and water in general. There's that sense of once they find somebody really special, they want to keep being around that person, because that person can offer them what they can make their life even better. Nobody needs somebody else to be self-actualized themselves. They don't need anybody else, regardless of their energy, to be whole, to be complete, to feel good in life, to feel content in life. But there is something, of course, to be said, hence why we all love so much. There's something to be said for how powerful love is, how magical it is, and how much it brings to our life, and how it helps us to blossom in ways that are not possible on our own. Again, we are totally able on our own to blossom in all of the ways to make life meaningful and fulfilling and worth living and rich with feeling and amazing experiences. But love brings that other dimension that is that magical, ethereal, beautiful realm of experience. So a Virgo will want to share that time with you. And again, like I was saying, the earth and water part of this is they'll want to be around somebody who naturally, day by day, soothes them, encourages them, helps them to relax, helps them to understand their emotions more, because that can be a bit challenging for a Virgo. Naturally, if they have a water sign that's a moon water sign, that can change things. It can be really emotionally in tune with that. But even then, that Sun in Virgo loves to have a partner who is regularly there for them physically, but also emotionally. That's something that's really important. Just as they're regularly there for their loved ones physically and mentally. And sure, emotionally as well, but that's a little bit more their gifts. And speaking of which, that's another part of the major role they want to play in your daily life and your life in general, if they like you, and at that point, that was pretty much they love you, but they'll analyze you and they'll help you to better yourself. So it takes a really humble person to be able to be with a Virgo, somebody who's able to accept constructive criticism. Naturally, destructive criticism is never good, never needed, never wanted, but a healthy Virgo would never give destructive criticism. They're always seeking to help and to encourage and to empower and to inform and to give you the tools that you need to succeed and to grow in the ways that are important to you in life. So a really great sign that they love you or at least like you is they'll analyze you and they'll actually give you that advice. And that's a good sign that you're a good partner for the Virgo, if you can actually take the advice and not take it personally and just integrate it into your life. Again, it's always good to differentiate between constructive and destructive criticism. And also, even with constructive, it's like, okay, I've heard your advice, like I don't need to hear it again, or okay, that's enough for today. There might be limits there, and it's good for the Virgo to focus on perfecting. Perfection is such a key word with Virgo. There's such a difference between perfectionism and excellence. Excellence is attainable. You can set goals, you can reach it. It's tangible. It's in some way, some major way. Perfection is ideal. It's impossible to attain. It's subjective. What is perfect? So I think that's good to keep in mind, is if it's a healthy Virgo, they'll help you to become excellent or even more excellent to what's really important to you, with what's really important to you. And an unhealthy will focus on perfectionism and analyze to death. And it's always good to keep in mind that unless they're like narcissistic or something, which is highly unlikely or statistically low for Virgos especially, unless they have Mercury Leo, that can change things. But hey, I love Mercury, so I love Virgos, Mercury Leo. That, shout out to y'all, because y'all are still super humble almost always. But yeah, as long as they're in a good place, then that analysis will be coming from a good place, and it's good to receive it as such. As always, I'm doing readings. The info is in the About section to book a reading with me and the different readings I offer and whatnot. We can talk about anything you want, love or life purpose or transits or your birth chart or whatever. And I also offer tarot readings. who my Virgo mentor taught me how to do about almost a decade ago. And she's really awesome, by the way. She's really awesome. Her name is Teresa Peacock, and her website is aboveandbeyondpsychic.com. She's phenomenal, such a sweet person. She's got Sun Virgo, Mercury Virgo, Rising Virgo, Venus Virgo. So she knows about Virgo. Yeah, she's a really lovely person. If ever you want to get a reading, I really recommend going to her as well. Especially if you want info on your Virgo. There you go. She's the source right there. She's amazing. So there's that. And also I'm working on a book. I'm super excited. I've already written 250,000 words, 250,000 words. Actually, it's almost at 260,000. But it's about all of the different astrological chart placements. So Sun in Virgo, but also Mercury here, Venus there, Mars whatever, and it covers the rising, the moon, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, midheaven. There's so much info there. So I'm editing it right now. It's not quite ready at making this video, but check the about section, and the info of when it'll be ready will be there, or the ability to buy the book will be there. So I really recommend you check it out, and check out your chart, check out your loved one's charts. If you've never seen a birth chart before, I really recommend going to alabe.com, ALABE.com, and they have a free chart that you can, that's actually where I saw my chart for the first time about a decade ago. And it has a really wonderful summary of each of the different astrological energies. So if you don't know your birth time, disregard the rising, and check the moon energy at 12 a.m. and 11:59 p.m. on your birthday, and then see which one vibes for you. But then the rest of it will be accurate. If you have your birth time, all the better. All of it will be accurate. But that's a really great thing. And yes, I really encourage you to buy the book. It'll be super helpful for you and for me. Infinite love to you, my friends. Namaste. Peace.